around the world. Welcome to all my subscribers. This should be a short video today. I only have basically one little section of text to read from the book of Enoch. Basically, I came across it by accident today. I've read the whole book of Enoch before, but it's pretty big and I've forgotten most portions of it, right? So when I was flicking through it, just by chance I saw this verse and I was like, wow, that's pretty outstanding. And if I had read it before, I completely forgot. And it's just one of those things, I like sharing things that most people don't talk about or haven't heard of that are very interesting. And again, this is one of those. That's what I enjoy doing, finding stuff like that. So basically, the book of Enoch does actually say that angels, aka celestial messengers, will be descending to the earth in the end days. It actually says that. I've got it right here. Now, very quickly, I'm not going to expand the length of this video because I've got lots of videos on this already. Pretty sure I still have them up. But in the Bible, it makes it very clear that in many, many verses, it's not even up for debate, where it says that the heavens are where the sun, moon, stars, and the constellations are. That is absolutely affirmed. So the heavens are what we call outer space. I'm not taking away from, a spiritual type of realm or something above the physical. I'm not taking away from that. I'm not taking away from the fact there could be spiritual angels, and I know God is a spirit. I know all of that. I'm not trying to reconstruct everything, but the Bible says that what we call the heavens is what we call outer space. It's undeniable. Okay, and the Bible has many, probably a dozen or 24 verses where it talks about the inhabitants of the heavens. Okay, the angels live up there. Okay, we know that there's good and bad beings up there because in the book of Revelation we learned all about it. And in Genesis, when some of the angels fell down to the earth, they were disobedient, meaning that there was some disobedience up in the heavens. The heaven of heavens is that pure, perfect paradise beyond all known worlds, yes, but there are lower heavens. Okay, and where we draw the line, where the universe falls in relation to that, we don't need to fuss over. We know from the Bible the simple facts that there are the heavens, okay, and there's the heaven of heavens, but there are the heavens. It's where the sun, moon, and stars are. It's full of beings. They praise God, worship God, they do things for God. They come down to this earth all the time, according to the Bible, and do things for mankind and for God. They even fight wars for us. Lots and lots of stuff. Okay, they destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything you can think of. It's all in the Bible. And in the book of Revelation in the New Testament, we're told in chapter 12 that Satan and all his disobedient messengers were up in the heavens, but it says a place for them up there was found no more because they've been kicked out. So they've been judged in a sense, and the judgment was they're no longer worthy up here. So God kicked them out of there and bound them down to this earth. Why pick on us? Well, they had already set up shop here thousands of years ago anyway. It's not like God just picked a random planet and said, here, have all a pile of fallen angels to enjoy, right? So anyways, it is all throughout the Bible, and in the New Testament it even says somewhere that there have been strong ones Jesus said that there were strong ones, referencing, powerful other beings that were causing mischief and trying to, I can't remember the exact terminology, but basically doing bad stuff up in the heavens. They try to press into the kingdom of God, even up until this time, Jesus says. So there's many verses in the Bible, okay? So there are bad aliens and there are good aliens. And I think it's very ignorant when Christians say that all aliens must be demons. It's very narrow-minded. It's not even biblical. According to the Bible, we have more reason to believe that most of the life out there is good and serves God, and that based on what evidence we have in the Bible, all the bad ones have been bound here now. So, as far as we know, we don't have any reason to believe anything else contrary to that, based on what's presented in the Bible. So that is the actual biblical reality, without spending 45 minutes proving everything, reading all the verses. I already got videos where I do that. So, I'm saying that for the benefit of most Christians. Most Christians would think I'm crazy if I say that aliens are angels are aliens. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying that there are no spiritual angels and that there isn't a spiritual domain as well. I'm not trying to say that there isn't that. Okay, but this physical universe is full of life. The reality is that most of it, or probably all of it, except for the cursed areas, they all serve God. And they probably live wonderful lives. right? And who knows, all these other planets out there might be like Eden was. They never fell. You know what I mean? All these things are very, very real. But anyways, okay, and I should say this because I'll forget to say it at the end of the video. Also consider the fact that, the world governments, including America, have admitted that UFOs are real. They're no longer a fairy tale or the boogeyman. They're real. The military and the government in America, I mean, other governments admitted that already, but America finally admitted that they cannot possibly be piloted by any human civilization. They've already stated that in their own words. So the UFOs are real. They're being flown by something. Okay, they're all around us on the Earth. There are sightings every day, videos, photos. The military has tons of them. Okay, giant pyramids flying through the sky. The military videos declassified for everybody to see before Congress. Right? All these things are very real, but you have to ask yourself, why is it they've been here since 1940 and earlier, but well documented since 1940. They've never once attacked us. They've never once invaded, colonized, attacked, harmed us. Some people claim to have been abducted. Most of these are under the premise of a medical exam. I'm not going to get into those gray areas and bickering because, maybe those are the fallen angels doing it. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not even from outer space. They might actually be centered on this planet and be just jumping out of their little safe havens and then flying around and abducting some people for whatever reason, tinkering with the genes just like they did in the book of Genesis, right? But I'm not here to speculate on all that. The reality is that aliens are obviously real. It'd be incredibly narrow-minded to say that they're not real. They're obviously piloting these UFOs. They've been here for like 70 years. They haven't once attacked us. They're obviously, if anything, neutral or positive. They're definitely not negative. If they're negative, why would they wait 70 years to do something negative to us? Okay? There's actually military testimony. This isn't conspiracy. It's a fact that various UFOs, and obviously alien races thus, have disabled nuclear weapons. Okay? They've even disabled rockets that have been, like, weapon rockets that have been fired up into the air. They've been caught on camera multiple times. So if it is a fact that they are actually limiting the use of nuclear weapons on this earth and showing mankind that they have the ability to turn all our nuclear warheads off with the flick of a switch and we're powerless to reactivate them, that is not a negative thing. They're showing us, if anything, we have more reason to believe that they're here on peaceful terms, which is what angels would do, the celestial messengers. So thank you, right? So reflect on that fact that they have shown an increased presence. And by the way, Roswell happened in 1947 or 1948, the very same year when Israel was reborn in 1948. Okay? So it's almost like they showed up as watchers to start witnessing. And remember, the World War had just taken place, or was about to take place. I always forget what year it started and finished, right? But it's like, and we got nuclear capabilities at that time as well. So it's like they came down to witness. In fact, military whistleblowers have said they did come down to witness because of the nuclear tests and use of nuclear bombs in the war. Okay? That's alleged, but, there are military personnel that have testified that. So, nonetheless, they've been here witnessing us. And it would actually make a lot of sense if, the end of days is very near and they are working on behalf of God. Maybe some of them are bad ones scattered out there hiding amongst the bunches. But these ones are probably what we would call angels or celestial messengers, and they're actually watching. That's their job as watchers. They're watching over because they know that something big is going to happen. And a lot of people feel it in the air that there's going to be an arrival of extraterrestrials sometime. There's a lot of paranoid, conspiracy-minded people who think that there's going to be a fake alien invasion or an alien invasion where the evil alien demons are going to pretend to be our creators. All these baloney conspiracy theories are always been thrown around for decades. But at the end of the day, biblically, Jesus said he would arrive with all the messengers of the heavens. Daniel talks about this. Jesus would arrive with the clouds of the heavens, right? The armies of God. The book of Enoch talks about that. He'll come with tens of thousands of his saints, okay, coming from the heavens. Book of Revelation talks about it. So he's me arriving from outer space with the armies of the heavens, which occupy outer space. He'll be coming here to do great battle with the naughty fallen angels who got kicked out of outer space, so to speak, and bound to this earth. That's what the end days are about. So it makes perfect sense to me that watchers would descend down to the earth at a critical point in history, being the rebirth of Israel, and then monitor the earth for the final 75 years until when the end comes, which I believe is in 2023, according to the prophecy of Daniel. So all of those things are very interesting to consider. So how long did that take? 10 minutes. Not too bad, because I could wrap this up in maybe 5 or 10 more minutes. Right? So if we go into the book of First Enoch, by the way, the other two books of Enoch are bogus. They're written in the Middle Ages, essentially, and they're just bogus. But First Enoch is authentic, and it's been found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's from hundreds of years BC, and all scholars who study it say that the original book of Enoch was probably much, much older, and we just have the oldest copy from like 400 BC or whatever it is, right? But it is one of the oldest biblical texts that we actually have physical copy of. It might actually be the oldest, but if not, it's one of the oldest. So in chapter 38, I don't need to read the whole of chapter 38. I'll just read the last paragraph, because I'm going to introduce hold up, I'll get mixed up here. No, I'll read the whole chapter 38. What I meant to say is I'll read the final part of chapter 37, which is very short, for context introduction, right? So final sentence of chapter 37, Enoch says, "Now 3 parables were imparted to me, and I lifted up my voice and recounted them to those that dwell on the earth." Here we have chapter 38, the first parable. Okay? He says, "When the congregation of the righteous shall appear, and the sinners shall be judged for their sins, and shall be driven from the face of the earth." That's the first and the more minor and less impressive reference to the fact that the celestial messengers will be here on this earth in the end days, when the end days arrive. The congregation of the righteous shall appear, okay, and will be at the judgment day, and the ones who fail in judgment will be the people and all that, and the fallen angels who fail in judgment be driven from the face of the earth, to go into the fire, just like Jesus and Enoch say. So it's definitely talking about the end days, and it talks about a congregation of the righteous who shall appear. Enoch himself said in this very same book, which Jesus and the others quoted, or the New Testament authors teach their own quoted, when the Lord will come from the heavens. I'm not quoting it verbatim right now, but essentially that Jesus, the Messiah, will come from the heavens in the final days with tens of thousands of his saints, or tens of myriads of his saints. Okay, so same guy wrote this. When he's talking about the congregation of the righteous that shall appear in the end days, that's exactly what it's talking about. It's talking about the arrival of the angels. Okay, Jesus told us, I'll say it again, that when you see the sign of the Son of Man in the heavens, and you see the stars falling to the earth, stars represent messengers, whether good or bad we don't know, but stars will be falling to the earth. And then Jesus told us he arrives with all of his messengers, okay, the 4 main ones, but also all of his messengers, and he'll send his messengers out to the 4 corners of the earth to gather the chosen. Okay, so when the end days come, that's what's going to happen. Jesus isn't going to come to each person personally. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. Based on what we're told, he's sending his messengers out. So the messengers are going to come from the heavens with Jesus, like everybody told us, and then they will come to all of us to take us up into the sky, up off the earth, and where? To a new world, okay? A blessed place. This is what we're told. It's quite incredible when you really think about it. Okay, so it says, so what I'll do is I'll read chapter 38, which is only a few paragraphs, then I'll read the start of chapter 39, which is the crux of it all. Okay, so chapter 38, and this is Enoch introducing his first of 3 parables, right? The first parable, verse 1. "When the congregation of the righteous shall appear, and sinners shall be judged for their sins, and shall be driven from the face of the earth, and when the righteous one, Messiah, shall appear before the eyes of the righteous, whose elect works hang upon the Lord of spirits, and light shall appear to the righteous and the elect who dwell on the earth. Where then will be the dwelling of the sinners, and where the resting place of those who have denied the Lord of spirits? It had been good for them if they had not been born. When the secrets of the righteous shall be revealed, and the sinners judged, and the godless driven from the presence of the righteous and elect, from that time those that possess the earth shall no longer be powerful and exalted. They shall not be able to behold the face of the holy, for the Lord of spirits has caused his light to appear on the face of the holy, righteous, and elect. Then shall all the kings and the mighty perish, and be given into the hands of the righteous and holy. And thenceforward none shall seek for themselves mercy from the Lord of spirits, for their life is at an end." In chapter 39, it openly says, in the first verse of chapter 39, it says, "And it shall come to pass in those days that elect and holy children will descend from the high heaven, and their seed will become one with the children of men. And in those days Enoch received books of zeal and wrath, and books of disquiet and expulsion. It actually says, it shall come to pass in those days of the judgment that elect and holy children will descend from the high heaven, and their seed will become one with the children of men. Now, I don't have to read, does it say anything? It might say something else interesting. Verses down, let's check real quick. No, that's all I need to read, right? That is mind-blowing. That's absolutely mind-blowing that it says that. So we know that God said he would destroy this world at the judgment day, but that he would renew it. We know that there's going to be 1,000 years Sabbath rest for the earth, aka the 7th millennia, a lot of people believe. But it'll be the earth will be renewed, and it'll be, good to go again, maybe even better than before, who knows. And then there will be people living on the earth again. Maybe some of us, maybe all of us, maybe we'll have a choice. I don't know. But the Bible tells us we'll be taken up and away off the earth when the judgment day comes. So this is obviously in reference to when, maybe these watchers from the heavens will descend. Well, it says they will descend in the end days anyways, but maybe they actually start mingling with the sons of men then. I think it actually makes more sense that when the earth is being renewed or is renewed, that then they're going to come down and mingle. But there is a really interesting verse. Oh man, I wish I could. I'm going to pull it up. I don't like having to pull open verses during midstream, but this one is another mind-blowing verse, and it was spoken by Jesus. If I can find it. I think I might be lucky. I might have the verse. No. I don't want to waste too much time. I'm going to try one other thing. But what it essentially says is Jesus is speaking. I'm pretty sure it's Jesus speaking. And he says, but in either case, whoever is speaking, they say that in essence, Jesus did all these things. All these big, great things are taking place because one of the end-all effects is that the righteous people on earth will be made into one family, will join or rejoin or be made one family with the inhabitants of the heavens. It actually says that. There's a verse. Pretty sure I still have it up in a video somewhere. I'll try one last search. I don't want to waste too much time doing this because I think it's irritating. I think it was like Corinthians or something. Yes. I think I have found it this time. Ephesians 1:10. Yeah. Okay. So in verse 9 from Ephesians 1, having made known to us the secret of his will, according to his good pleasure that he purposed in himself, in regard to the dispensation of the fullness of the times, to bring into one the whole in the Christ, both the things in the heavens and the things upon the earth in him. Is that the verse? Pretty sure there's a verse where it might even say the word family. In either case, I'm not going to waste some more time. There is a verse, if it's not that one, there is another verse where it basically says we're going to be rejoining the heavens. We're going to become one, like one family. And there is another verse I know that Jesus said where it says we have citizenship in the heavens. So, citizenship. Philippians 3:20, for our citizenship is in the heavens, whence also a Savior we await, the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't have the whole chapter open. So our citizenship is actually up in the heavens. That's astounding stuff. So where it says elsewhere in a few other verses that we're going to rejoin them, we're going to become one family with them, that's absolutely amazing. Okay? So that makes more sense when you read the first verse of chapter 39 here, that the holy ones from the heavens will come down and, we'll all live together on one planet. I don't know if it's saying we'll interbreed. I mean, that was the sin of the fallen angels, so I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen again, unless it's kosher, or perfectly legal and fine. Like maybe those fallen angels were just different or something, I don't know. But this is astounding stuff, man. So when the end day itself, or the end days, arrive, I think we're going to see an increased presence in the watchers that are surveying the earth right now. And there has been an increased presence of them anyway since 1940. Every year, there's just more and more and more sightings. I think probably in 2023, or maybe even later this year, but I would say it's safe to say that in the year span of the year 2023, whether the end days do come in that year or whether they don't, I think in 2023 there's going to be some type of revelation given to the people of the world, or admission, you know what I mean, like the governments or even the beings themselves will make it known why they're here and what they are. I think there's going to be some type of contact or arrival type of scenario. It might happen with the end days itself, and that might just be all in one package. Or I think even if the end days don't come, I think the time is so ripe that I think in 2023, logically something to do with contact or arrival will have to happen. Even if they don't literally contact us or literally come down and land, I think something will occur. It could even be where, a fleet of theirs appears in the sky over different countries, you know what I mean, and they're peaceful. They peacefully announce their presence, but they're not actually trying to come down and communicate with us, you know what I mean. I think something is going to happen. But nonetheless, to wrap up the video, I think it's so cool. It's right up my alley that the book Enoch says something like this. And it's just something for us to look forward to when the end days do come. If you have reformed, if you've gotten yourself right with God, and when those end days come, you can be confident. You probably have all right to still be scared, don't get me wrong, but you can at least be confident and know that if you're a good person, you're going to be taken up out of this miserable world. You'll be taken away with the angels to a better place. And you might even get to come back here again, and even maybe your whole family will come back to the earth again. Maybe a lot of us will, because it is our home. You know what I mean? And we'll get to enjoy, prolonged or even eternal immortal lifespans on this beautiful Edenic world. And it'll be just like Eden again before the fall. Right? But this time there won't be a serpent walking around to instigate people into falling and all of that there. So anyways, God bless you all. That's my short little video for today. Very, very interesting stuff. And always remember what I said at the start, that it's very foolish and unrighteous and dangerous to say that all extraterrestrials, all celestial beings are evil demons. Because when the end day comes and Jesus sends his messengers out to you to come rescue you, can you imagine if a bona fide angel came to your house? None of us know what angels look like. The Bible doesn't even say angels look like people with bird wings and this and that there. Angels are described in a whole myriad of different ways in the Bible. They have tons of wings, lots of eyes, they have different parts of different creatures. I mean, they're all different types of angels, and we're told that some angels can look entirely human. A lot of aliens could look entirely human. The point is if an angel or an alien, especially one that looked like us, like an angelic human, if they came to your doorstep, how could you tell the difference between them? Even Jesus told us you can't tell. If the fallen angel can masquerade itself like an angel of light to fool you, and Jesus says elsewhere, be careful how you treat people, because you could be mistreating messengers and not even realize mistreating messengers. I mean, the Bible hints to us that there are extraterrestrials that look fully human. Point being, you would not know the difference, even as a devout Christian who deserves paradise, if you're that ignorantly minded that you think, oh, all aliens are evil demons, and then an angel does turn up at your doorstep. Picture it actually happening. Take it seriously. Picture it happening. And you have a beautiful angelic being at your doorstep saying, now is the time to go, this and that there. We have to seal you with the name of God. Are you going to say, no, get away from me, O cursed demon of Satan? You might actually be talking to an actual bona fide angel. I mean, when you see the angels going around to everybody, sealing and taking everybody away, please don't be fooled to think that it's some fake alien invasion, a fake rapture, like all these paranoid nuts have passed around, this crazy conspiracy theory. You're only going to endanger yourself. And I think even righteous people who deserve paradise might keep themselves out of that redemption by demonizing their own redeemers, the ones that come to redeem us by the name of God. That's why it's critical to get a proper biblical understanding of what the heavens are, what angels are, all the myriads of types of angels that can be, what Jesus said he would do with the angels in the end days. You really got to be prepared. Don't be one of those ignorant Christians demonizing the angels when they arrive to help us. Right? I'll just end on that note. And anyways, God bless you all, folks. I mean, at the end of the day, people don't normally meet aliens, and people don't normally meet angels, either or. It is very, very rare. And half the people who claim it, most people just think they're crazy. Maybe they're just dreams or hallucinations or delusions or just utterly BS, just made up lie. You know, there are myriad of things. But I do believe that could actually happen. I believe some people could meet angels. I believe that some people could meet aliens, but definitely not on a widespread scale. And factually speaking, it does not happen on a widespread scale at all. It's extremely rare, almost non-existent, compared to the vast population of the Earth, right? So if the normal trend is we do not interact with them, then I forgot where I was going with it, but I think I was going to, what was my point? It was a good point too. We don't normally interact with them anyways. I don't know. Anyways, take care, folks. God bless you all.